Welcome, everybody, to another Boldcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is our first reaction to Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba. This is a show that I know you guys wanted us to react to for a long time, and that I've wanted to get to pretty much since we started the channel. This is actually the reason that I decided to kickstart this channel immediately, to start it when I did, was because I was going to make a video about Demon Slayer, like a video essay type thing, and we wanted to start a reaction channel for a while. So I figured instead of just watching it, might as well do a reaction series, but then we started doing other shows and stuff like that, so now we're getting to it. I've seen, I think, up to episode 17. I stopped there, and then I decided, let's do a reaction instead, and blah, blah, blah. So once we get there, then it'll be a reaction for me, but Lindsay hasn't seen any of it. And I don't know, this is a super popular show, and we've had a lot of requests for it. Yeah, so, do you have anything going into this?
I don't know anything about this show. I think I've heard that it has, a cool art style, or slightly different than normal art style.
Yes. Yeah.
But other than that, I don't know. I don't know anything about the plot. I don't know anything about the characters.
Mm-hmm. You know, they're slaying demons,
apparently. But I don't think I've even really seen any artwork. I've never seen the OP, so, completely blind.
You're gonna love the OP. You're gonna love the OP. I can tell you that already. I think you'll like the show more than me, even though it is very fighty and it is very actiony. The colors are beautiful. That's the thing that I think really grabs people about the show. It's the art style and the colors and the quality of animation. The animation studio that does this did Fate Stay Night and Fate Zero and a bunch of other that's UFO Table. Which, by the way, apparently they're named after a table that they got in their office or something like that, and it looked like a UFO, so they just called their studio UFO Table. And they are renowned for their insane use of, they blend 3D and 2D in a way that makes it seamless. And they're the only studio. There are some instances where you can tell it's obviously 3D and it's kind of janky. But they do it so seamlessly that they're allowed to, save time on just drawing fucking cells and, really getting super high-quality, flowy, with great, particle effects and shit like that. That's one thing that this show does extremely well, and I'm excited to see with fresh eyes, because I was obviously watching on my own, so I wasn't paying attention as much, and those who have been following the channel know that I don't have, a super high opinion of the show. I'm kind of wishy-washy on it. I really enjoy it, and I have my grievances with it, but I understand that it's a highly produced and really well crafted show. I have my issues with it, and I've talked about those somewhat with you, but I've been careful not to try and give you a bad opinion of the show.
I was just also going to say, Carson, I believe all of ReZero will be up on our channel by now, by the time you're seeing this, if you're watching on YouTube. And Carson, the first time that he watched ReZero,
years ago,
didn't really like it, didn't think it was that great. And after we holy shit.
After we rewatched it.
Yeah, after we rewatched it, now he really likes it a lot more. So I'm wondering if that will be a similar.
I'm definitely open to that, because this whole format of reacting to things sitting down and sitting down at a desk, there's a monitor, and everything is in your field of vision. It's not watching on a giant TV, and I don't know, it's just, and having to pay attention. Yeah, there's no distractions. Having to pay attention for discussion is gonna change how I view the series. So I'm definitely more open to enjoying it. I'm not gonna be as critical just for the sake of being critical. I'll be critical of the show, and because a big part of our channel is that we have longer discussions and we really get into the nitty gritty when possible. There's some episodes where it's not 100% possible. Some episodes of Naruto, it's hard to talk about the 2 minutes of content over a 20-minute period when they explain it over and over again. But in stuff like this, I know that this is going to be jam packed with a bunch of shit, because it's a really well made show, and I think you're going to enjoy it more than me. But I think that we're both going to have a good time watching this, because the fucking animation is incredible. Anything else we should talk about before we get going?
How we're going to be doing these episodes.
Yes. So, unfortunately, because for some reason the Tokyo MX, I believe, is the television station in Japan that airs Tower of God on TV. They struck down and issued a takedown notice for Tower of God episode 13, and now we have a copyright strike until I think September 25th. Or September 23rd or something like that, whenever 3 months after Tower of God 13 was supposed to do our channel originally. That's now back up, obviously, as many of you have seen, but we have to be really careful with the reactions we choose to post on our channel, and although it's going to be a huge hit in views, we'd rather not take the risk of posting Demon Slayer on our channel, just as a reaction highlight, because Demon Slayer is notorious for giving copyright strikes and copyright claims and stuff like that. It's notoriously bad for that type of issue. So what we're going to do for this one is we got our headphones. We got a headphone splitter. The quality's not great because there's some static and stuff like that. But we've worked it out well enough that what we're going to do is the uncuts are going to be here on YouTube, and then we're going to create a short reaction highlight. Nothing as crazy as normal, because we want to we're just testing out this new format, and since we're already posting the uncut to YouTube, the reaction highlight doesn't need to cover as much of the reference, since you guys are getting our full reactions here on YouTube. We do encourage you to sync up and watch the uncuts on YouTube. One, because you get more of our content, more of our reaction, and two, just because when people leave YouTube, it messes with our viewer retention, and our videos get recommended less. It's a big problem, but we do want to watch the show, and so we're trying to make a compromise, basically, because we don't want to just not have anything on, as far as reaction is concerned, not have anything on these videos, and then just have people click on the Vimeo link and then go away and then never come back to watch what we actually have to say, which is the real meat of what's going on. This whole reaction thing is a pretext to understand what we're focusing on in our discussion and in the portion of the video that's fully our review and us talking about it. So basically, we got our headphones. You guys are going to watch the uncuts on YouTube if you want, or you can click the description to watch a short reaction highlight, come back, and then listen to our discussion and what we thought of the episode and what our predictions and stuff like that, because that's a really important part of this. If this type of format goes well, because we want to strike that balance of having enough of a reaction to pull people in, and then have enough of a discussion to actually have some substance beyond just reposting the episode, because that's really important to us. Try to strike that balance. If this format does good, then we might apply it to different things. We're just going to be testing things out because we are, on notice basically with YouTube if we go too overboard. Yeah, I guess that's enough.
Yeah. If you want to watch our uncut reaction, we are watching Demon Slayer on Crunchyroll.
Yes, yeah.
That's where we're watching.
That's the best place to watch it, because then the time goes there's not a second of black here, or commercial breaks on whatever Kiss Anime or something, whatever illegal site that you're watching on. We do, and that's another thing, we're going to start making it very clear that our channel is not. We should have made this clear before, and we thought it was clear. We edited our videos previously with this assumption in mind that our channel is not a substitute for the original material. If you are rewatching a show with us, we can only encourage you to go watch the show and then come and watch our reaction to it. Do not use our videos as a replacement for the original content. Go to Crunchyroll, check out Demon Slayer there, check out the Blu-rays, do whatever you gotta do. What we provide as a channel for Demon Slayer and all of our other shows, even the ones where we have reaction highlights in the video, those are reaction highlights. Those are our reaction. They aren't a reposting or a abridged version of the show, a reposting of that content. We're here only to provide ourselves as content. The reaction footage and the episode footage that we put in our videos is specifically for reference to understand what our reaction is based on and what we're actually reacting to. If we could just some people just upload the content, they just upload the entire episode and make it blurry, do some copyright protection, but basically just upload the entire thing and have no discussion about what happens. That's not what we want to do. That's never been what we want to do from the start. The reason we do these is because we enjoy watching the show and we enjoy talking about the shows that we watch. It's really important that people understand that, because if you're just watching our videos or any reaction videos just to rewatch the show, then
or to watch it for the first time,
that's even worse. That's far worse. You shouldn't. You should at the very least have a Crunchyroll subscription or have a Funimation subscription, or watch the show on Netflix. Pay attention to the official release, because not our reaction channel or any others that at least I enjoy on my free time. The goal of channels like ours is not to rip off the original content creators. It's to basically signal boost them to people and provide something new. That's the thing. It's providing our reaction, our review, and possibly, like, we've had people get watch. I think it was Angel Beats, or was it ReZero? I forget.
Both.
Both, yeah. Who hadn't seen the show previously, they started watching it because of our videos so that they could get our reactions. And that's what we want. We don't want to steal traffic from the actual show. What we want is to provide something new. So with all that, I know that was a long intro, but this whole strike thing has really kind of screwed with us, and we do want to keep providing high quality content to you guys as much as possible and give you guys good reactions and insightful reviews to as much as we could manage with each episode. We don't want to put ourselves in danger of copyright, so we're going to be taking these measures, and we're really sorry for everyone who liked the flow of how things were going. We're going to try and keep that as much as possible. With shows like this, we're going to have to change things up, and who knows, maybe the format will be better, and we'll continue with that in the future. But with that, is there anything you wanted to add on to that before we get into the actual episode?
I think that's pretty much it. I think, yeah. I think we'll also start adding probably a time code for people to be able to skip just to our discussion.
Yeah.
Because if we're including the uncut, that's going to be a lot to, like, manually skip through. So, yeah, we'll probably put a little...
I might put, like, a skip to here when we're starting the episode to get to the discussion. Yeah. Or maybe throughout the entire thing, maybe just in the middle of the screen.
Just because we know a lot of people who, like, consistently watch our channel do enjoy our discussions, and that's what we like. That's what we're that's the actual content that we're trying to make here.
Exactly. I suppose with that, like I've said before, this is not a replacement. We encourage you to watch on Crunchyroll and wherever else you can stream this legally. We also encourage you to get the Blu-rays of Demon Slayer and all of the shows that we watch. We are not a market substitute. Please support the official release. To take the words out of the normies' mouths, what they say before every video. And we're just going to get right into it. Hope you guys enjoy our Uncut
Also, we have
reaction.
a Patreon and an Instagram and a backup channel.
Yeah, right.
This intro isn't long enough. But yeah, check out our Patreon and our Instagram. Especially, please subscribe to our backup channel. We really would appreciate that, just in case, as we do have a strike right now. All we need is 2 more and our channel is... gone
forever. Everything that's on it is gone. Everything that you've ever seen from us is gone, and it'll be hard to start up and continue rolling out content. But if you just subscribe to Boldcast Backup, follow us on Instagram, go to our Patreon, any like external thing than just this channel, which is in danger, especially our backup channel, but any of our other things that are in the description, that'll allow us to reach out to you and let you know what's going on with our channel if it gets struck down. And with the backup channel, we could just keep giving you stuff. You don't even have to do anything. If you just go subscribe to that right now, Boldcast Backup in the description. With that, hope you guys enjoy this first reaction to Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. Yeah, let's just get into it. Okay, now it is uncut reaction time. So I'm going to count down, and we are using headphones. I'm just going to put in 1 for now.
See how it goes. Yeah.
But
because we do still want to be able to talk to each other.
Yeah. But if crazy shit's... Oh, well, for the opening, we might put in both.
Yeah, I think we should.
Alrighty. Okay, we're getting into it. I'm going to put up the time code and count down from 5. My countdown might not be perfectly in sync with the timer, but just whatever. Whatever makes it easier for you. I'm going to count down, and then I'm going to hit play on play. So it's going to be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Okay. So I'm starting the recording on OBS for the reaction highlights. Okay. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Is that loud enough for you?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. I might put in my second one here. Not right off the bat. I thought it was going to be the intro right there. Charcoal burners. I'm really appreciating the music. I was just saying, I'm really appreciating the music.
Yeah, the music is really, really nice. It's very magical.
The smell of blood.
Alright.
Yeah, this takes place in an interesting time period. I forget, it's like...
Oh yeah, there's like power.
Yeah, there's power lines and like basic electricity. I think it's like, whatever, 1910s, 1920s, something like that. Maybe like late 1800s. I forget the exact year or date or whatever. It's really cool time period.
What?
He can sniff. He's a sniffy type of boy.
That's interesting.
So he goes into town to make some money and then just ends up solving everybody's problems.
Okay.
Super nice, huge meal.
It looks really good.
Yeah. demon hunters.
Mm-mm.
Oh, he lost his whole family.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's a creepy song playing.
I love it. Wasting no time.
Oh my god.
Yeah, right. How fucked up must that be?
So they live like all the way up a mountain, basically?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean, that's what it was like back in the day, too. It's like...
What? What the fuck?
Jesus, man. I want to fight a panda.
Jesus.
Yeah. Kind of cute. She's growing. Jesus. It's crazy how just a little bit of growth makes it look so fucked up looking. Like,
It's gonna kill her. That was close. Oh my god.
I'm kind of glad we're wearing headphones for that. That was insane.
Whoa.
Oh, she shrunk. Destroy demons. True.
Recording limit.
Oh. Sorry about that. Here we go. Ouch.
Jesus, I thought you just chopped that guy's head in half.
This kid.
They only come out at night, I guess.
Cruelty. Ooh, OP reaction. Here we go.
This is the OP?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fox mask.
That was good.
Alrighty. I think that might be the ending song, if I remember correctly, but we'll wait till we actually get the visuals for that, because the ending's pretty good. Okay, what'd you think of that one?
That's pretty good.
Okay.
A bit different than I was expecting, I guess, because I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah, that's probably for the best, I think. It's way better to go into... I went into the show without knowing what to expect, and I remember... I don't know, a lot strikes me about the first episode, and I remember the first episode being good. What do you think overall? Like, what's your impression of the kid? You know, what are you thinking about like the world, the time period, like the setting? You know,
I think it's interesting. I mean, we only saw the town one time, so I can't go too much into the time period because they literally live at the top of a mountain. So they're kind of out of town.
Yeah.
And probably don't have electricity or like
they don't seem to have electricity.
The other things that would be normal. So I can't really comment on like the time period it's set in yet.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the coolest part, just real quick. I think that's the coolest part about the time period, and I think it works really well for this, it works really well just in general, because like you can have these like almost medieval like feudal settings where it's like you could be at any time period in the past, but like there's a little bit of technology, but then if you imagine like there's probably New York at this time is probably like bustling and insane, like all the shit, like there's a lot of mobility in terms of what you can sort of present, which is pretty cool.
It's like they're making a more realistic like Naruto
kind of, very similar,
where it's in that like weird thing where there's certain things but not other things.
Yeah, but Naruto's like way
Naruto's just like made up and out of control, but it's that similar thing because it's really flexible.
Yeah.
Like you can have electricity, but you can also have people who use like gas lanterns
and
charcoal or you can do whatever you want basically, because it's at the point where technology is advancing, but not everything is completely switched over yet.
Yeah, and I think Japan was like a little bit behind the curve because they were so isolation. Again, I'm not an expert on this, but I think they were like still very isolationist. I don't know if they'd opened their borders yet. I'm not a huge history buff, but like as far as Industrial Revolution, I'm not sure where they were at, like because obviously Industrial Revolution in like North America and in the Western world was like insane. It just blew up immediately, and then there's like giant whatever factories and shit like that. I don't know where we're at with
and
that.
It also depends like on like they literally live on a mountain again. So like even if there were parts in the world that they live in that are way further advanced, since they live out of town, like the way I'm envisioning it is like they live up a mountain in literally the middle of nowhere, and then at the bottom of the mountain there's like a small town that's like all right, but it's not a city.
Yeah.
And then you'd probably have to go really far away to find an actual city. So yeah, I like it because it's very flexible.
Yeah.
It makes an interesting setup as just a world. It seems to be popular as well. In terms of people setting different stories during that time period. Yeah.
Really cool.
I did like the art style. I noticed the bird. There was a bird in there that was pretty poorly animated. But in terms of like the snow, like you could tell the snow was 3D, and when they had like those crazy like moving shots, you could tell it was 3D, but it wasn't obnoxious.
It also works better in snow because it's just like it's not like grass where there's a bunch of blades of grass.
Yeah, it's like
it's just one solid like smooth surface. So it works. Snow is a way better like landscape for that kind of like 3D rendering.
Water is like
water can be good.
Can be good, but it can also be really.
It's just
horrible.
fucking expensive to make. I think like because getting the physics right is like it takes a lot.
Yeah, but anyway. Overall, it looks really good. Yeah.
You like the colors and like,
I do
the
like
designs
the colors.
And everything? Do you like the baby face like character designs, or what do you think?
I don't mind it. I like it. The thing is, if you're gonna do a show where you're gonna have 3D and you're gonna do a mix and you're gonna make it really stylized, you might as well do something. Like you might as well not make your characters try and look super realistic and super proportioned and superhuman.
Yeah.
Because what's the point? You're using a medium of like animated stuff. You don't need to make them look really realistic.
Yeah.
And as long as it's consistent, I don't mind it. I think I would like it way worse if they tried to make everything very, like, proportionate and realistic, but still added in the 3D and, like, the crazy colors. I think that would be, honestly, more off-putting than having these, like,
caricatures, almost? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, just like a cartoon character looking thing, rather than, you know, going for a realistic
it's
thing.
way better. That's exactly right, and I think that's why they did it. They made, like, such simple looking character designs. What's interesting is that they let, as far as, like, colors I've noticed in the show, they let patterns do a lot of the work for them.
Yeah.
So, like, with the checkered sort of jacket, and then the other guy, Gyu, I guess is Gyu Tomioka, or that's close to it. I don't think that's entirely correct. It might be. But he had, like, the two different patterns on his clothes. And, like, patterns are kind of rough if you're, like, doing crazy fast animation. But if you're doing, like, a mix of 3D, then it makes it a little bit easier. And you don't
have to do shading.
Yeah.
Because it sort of just looks interesting without having to do anything crazy.
So it's really smart that they do that.
They made a lot of smart choices.
I've seen a lot of people, like, criticize the character designs for that specific reason, and I was kind of that mind, but, like, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, that's just intelligent character designing. Because, like, if you're going to design a character to work with such a blend between 2 and 3D, and, like, with this, for this specific thing, it you know, you have certain limitations of, like, character detail. You can't have, like, super detailed, like, something like a Naruto Part 1 design where he has, like, that thing on his shoulder with, like, the little string or whatever, and, like, the flowing fabrics and stuff like that. Or I don't know. I guess, I don't know. I can't quite say it exactly how I want to, but it's just a lot of people, like, kind of shit on Demon Slayer for having, like, the patterns and having that do a lot of the work for, like, the character designs and stuff like that. But
why wouldn't you? Then you can just do higher quality animation and make it look way smoother.
And it does look cool.
It looks cool, yeah.
Yeah, very stylish.
It has a distinct style.
It's very
I would say, even just after the first episode, it's very distinct. The only thing that I've even seen that comes close would be, for the OP specifically, the toilet-bound Hanako-kun OP was similar in the way that they almost looked, like, cut out, like stickers.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, and we didn't actually watch the toilet-bound Hanako-kun show.
We just saw the OP.
We just saw the OP. So the OPs are similar, but as far as the show goes, like, just the episode, I haven't really seen much like that.
You don't have a lot to complain about?
I don't have anything to complain about, I don't think. And if people don't like a simple character design or something that's easy to animate, then I guess I understand that, but you just overall get a higher quality experience the whole time through. Yeah. And I think that that's worth it.
Yeah, I agree. That's another thing. I just wrote something down of like, just that's kind of how it was like back in the day, what struck me and what really, like, stuck with me the first time that I watched this episode was the way he was, like, desperately trying to get back to town while carrying her on his back, and, like, he's describing, like, his lungs are freezing, the air's so cold, and, like, he's willing so hard for his body to move, but he's just burnt right out. Because he gets back there, he walked all the way up that fucking mountain, gets there, is full of adrenaline, and then runs as fast as he can, as far as he can, and is just like, no matter how much will you have, there's a point where your body just fucking gives out, and it's just like, imagine the desperation of that, like...
And you can't call for help.
Yeah.
You're just all alone. Yeah, that was pretty terrifying.
Yeah.
Okay, so in terms of, like, just some of the notes that I had during the show, so he has, like, a scent ability almost, where he could detect that a cat knocked over a bowl because he could smell the cat on the bowl. That's really high level there. If you could
He's just very sensitive nose.
Right, yeah, I suppose so. And he can tell, oh, there was an extra person at the house, and what's the sister's name? Natsuko? Netsuko.
Yeah.
Yeah, Netsuko. He's
Nezuko.
Like Nezuko. He could tell that Nezuko wasn't the same person anymore because her scent had changed, and that's very interesting. So demons in this are interesting.
Mm-hmm.
They're like zombie, but at first I was like, oh, they're like zombies. Like if you got bit or something by one,
mm-hmm.
then you turn into them. But then it's actually more like a vampire.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't necessarily get turned into one by being bit, but if their blood gets in your blood, then you can turn into a demon.
Yeah.
And you can't be exposed to sunlight, as far as I can tell. Because he said it's cloudy today, so she'll be fine, but don't let her go in the sun.
Yes.
And the old guy, at the beginning, sort of near the beginning, sort of laid that out a bit. He was like, oh, they come out at night.
Yeah. Yeah, very similar to vampires in that way,
mm-hmm.
for sure.
Yeah, and then apparently there's demon hunters.
Well, demon slayers.
Yeah, demon slayers, I guess.
I
don't know what that translation was. I thought it was weird. He said the translation on the subtitles said
demon hunter.
Demon hunters, and they slay demons.
Mm-hmm.
But it seemed like it maybe should have been demon slayers, and they hunt demons.
Yeah, because that's what this guy was apparently doing.
Yeah, he was tracking that demon.
Yeah.
But arrived half a day too late. And now I know I can pretty much predict where this is going. What's the main character's?
Tanjiro.
Tanjiro is going to want to basically get revenge or take some action against demons after his whole family is dead. He's going to become a demon slayer, bringing his sister along for the ride, I'm sure.
Yes, finding a way to get her
I'm
cured.
sure that his scent ability is really gonna help him out in that journey. Mm-hmm. It seems like a really good ability to have if you're hunting something.
Yeah, exactly.
It seems
like
perfect.
The exact ability
it
that you
seems
would
like
want.
it's the exact. It seems like it was written that way.
Yeah.
I don't have
Very
a problem
fortunate.
with that though.
Yes.
It's gonna make for something interesting later on. That little piece of bamboo or something in her mouth.
Yeah, he like made a muzzle or a mouth guard.
Yeah, and I've seen someone cosplay that before.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, that's what this is from.
I was actually thinking, because everyone seems to think that we're brother and sister, it would be funny if we cosplayed them. Because I was thinking, oh, you could probably pull off a Nezuko cosplay, and I could do a Tanjiro. And I'm like, wait, isn't that weird? But no, because everyone thinks that we're brother and sister, even though we're dating. Yeah, so I thought that would be funny. Maybe that'd be a good cosplay.
That'd be a good meme cosplay.
But yeah.
Yeah, and so another thing, apparently these demons, they're sort of like vampires in the way that they can try to, sometimes they can repress their urges and not kill their family, but it always eventually goes bad if they get hungry enough. Mm-hmm. They will just slaughter anyone. That's just the way it goes. But in this case, even though he laid out all the facts about, oh, she must be literally the most starving she could possibly get at this point.
But she was able to control
herself. But she was able to control herself, so that's different. I wonder, since she has that, like, muzzle thing going on, I'm wondering if there's ever going to be a moment where she, like, takes that off. And something crazy happens, and then it's going to be, like, a fight of whether or not she's going to kill a person or, like, actually do whatever the intention was.
Yeah.
I feel like that's getting set up. I don't know if that's what's going to happen, but I feel like they're setting it up pretty nicely for something like that to happen and be really cool.
And apparently she can grow. In size.
I'm assuming that's when her demon half is, like, taking over. She, like, bulks up a bit.
She, like, it was like Choji. She just, like, expanded in size, seemingly.
That seemed almost like werewolf-like. You know, when a person usually transforms into a werewolf, typically when you see it depicted, they are humanoid for a little bit into that transition, where they're like, their joints elongate.
Yeah.
And their body grows in a weird way where they still look human, just weirdly proportioned and very large. Mm-hmm. And that's what that reminded me of.
So yeah,
I just want to say the, like, axe thing, that move was really crazy and really smart.
Yeah, he came
unexpected.
with that, like,
that was really unexpected. This guy just has all the exact instincts that he would ever need to become a good demon slayer.
Yeah, and the guy seems to...
And the guy's like, oh, all right, leave you to it.
What did he say at the end? He was like... Did he, like, tell him to go somewhere? I'm trying to remember. Do you remember?
No, I don't. Oh, yeah, they're going to some guy at the bottom of a mountain. I'm assuming to get some kind of training.
Mm-hmm.
Old man
named Sakonji Urokodaki. Yeah, they have very, like, I don't know how made up these names are. Like, if they're just, like, cool, like, fantasy names or something. Or if they're, like, really old school Japanese names, because that's what they seem like. At least they give off that vibe. Like, I've never heard of a modern day person named Sakonji Tomioka. Yeah, Gyu Tomioka. Okay. Yeah, so now he's going. He's on a journey with his sister, who could fucking Hulk out at any time and possibly murder somebody. But he's gonna learn to be a demon slayer.
Mm-hmm. And I just want to talk about the OP for a second, because that's different. It's a similar style to the show, but really its own.
Yeah.
And it's even brighter and even more stylized. Mm-hmm. And that's what I was talking about. Like, they almost look like stickers.
Yeah.
On the thing. And that's not a bad thing. I really like that. I think it's really cool. It's a really cool effect to do, especially if you're doing an opening and you want to keep it a similar style to the show, but really want to make it stand out as its own thing. Yeah. I think that's actually a really smart way to go about that. And it had a lot of cool effects. Like, there was, like, waves and water.
Effects, yeah.
The water effect was really, really well done.
Yeah, it's really nice. And I'm pretty sure that's 3D. It might be, or I think it's a blend as with most things. But yeah, it's really cool. People, like, that's one of the strengths of the show is those effects. Like, when
you make it stylized like that, it even if it is 3D or even if it's like weird or whatever, it doesn't look realistic. When it's stylized to the point like that, it's so artistic that you just admire it as a piece of art.
Yeah. Instead
of just being like, oh, they tried to make water and they obviously aren't good at doing water because that looks nothing like how water looks.
Fucking water.
Yeah. But they do it to the point where you still know that it's water, but it's like the most beautiful and like fantastical version of water. Yeah. That it could be, and I think it has a really nice effect.
Yeah, it's really nice, and there's a lot more shit like that in the show. It's really cool. What else was I gonna say? Oh, about the OP. You've heard this before, but it's the same person who did the music for Angel Beats, Lisa.
Oh shit, yeah.
And a bunch of other shows like Angel Beats, I think was the debut for Lisa, at least as far as I remember. What people have said that. To us, like, in our Angel Beats videos, but yeah, so then this was like explosive. That fucking song, it like blew up everywhere. That's like everybody's favorite song, or at least it was last year when it came out. Yeah, really dope opening. And listening with headphones was even better. It was so good. But yeah, so I guess that's it, unless you had any closing thoughts on it. Oh, I wanted to say, we were talking about, so whenever we watch a first episode, you usually hate it. So what do you think? What do you think have you started to grow out of that and started to evolve as like a watcher and like not judging things based on?
Well, I think so, because when I started Gleipnir and Tower of God was a bit different. When I started Gleipnir, I really liked that first episode, and we haven't seen the last episode as of recording this.
Yeah.
But at this point, I still like Gleipnir. It's not the most well written or well
paced.
Well paced show, but it is. I've been enjoying watching it.
So you'd say you've like.
I would say it's, but at the same time, I did like the first episode, and I'm not super obsessed with the show. So, I can't tell.
Yeah,
I don't know.
We'll see. I think my opinion is that, because for people who are just joining us, Lindsay is far newer to like anime than I am. I've been watching for way longer, and like I've been a fan for way longer.
I've seen probably like 15 shows max.
Yeah.
Not even.
In the past, Lindsay's been notorious for hating the first episode of shows that she really likes. She hated the first episode of Attack on Titan, of Full Metal Alchemist, and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and like a bunch of shit. Well, maybe not Full Metal Alchemist 2003. I think you liked that one. Hard to say.
I did. But yeah.
Yeah, it still stands. Like, usually when we watch a new show,
I'm very reluctant to get into it because I think I'm getting better because we're watching so many shows. Mm-hmm. I can't be like that. But before, we would only watch one show at a time.
Yeah.
So you'd get really into the world. And then when you have to suddenly just watch something else, it's kind of, you're not really ready for it. I think that was my main problem. Because I think we watched Attack on Titan right after we finished Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Mm-hmm. So I was just like, we watched 2003, and then I didn't want to leave that behind. But as I got into Brotherhood, I was like, okay, I just get to continue on this journey for even longer.
For like literally 120 fucking episodes or something.
And I think the whole time that we had spent watching those was probably like almost a year, or at least
6 months.
At least half a year's worth of just being invested pretty much only in Fullmetal Alchemist. And then when I moved on to Attack on Titan, I was just like, this is not even as good. But yeah. But I think now that we're watching so many shows and like going in and out of shows, I think I'm getting better at letting go, because I know that I know that it's not going to be the same, but it's not just automatically shitty because it's not the same. Yeah.
Well, there you go. I think we can leave it there. That's a pretty good first episode of a brand new show that everyone has been so excited for. Hopefully you guys like the new format for these reactions. We're going to continue with this for this foreseeable future, it seems like.
At least for this show.
At least for this show. And maybe for ReZero season 2, but we're not 100% sure. We're going to be trying out a bunch of different things, but yeah, tell us if you guys like the format or other suggestions for how like we could keep this copyright friendly without posting too much to YouTube or other things that you think might improve these videos. And also, we hope you like this video and subscribe. We also hope you subscribe to our backup channel, follow our Instagram at BoldcastMedia, and check out our Patreon where you can get early and uncut reactions to certain shows and exclusive reactions to movies and OVAs and stuff like that. And you get to participate in polls, and you get access to our Discord server, and you get a bunch of cool shit. You can go check that out in the description, patreon.com/boldcast. With that, hope you guys enjoyed this video. We hope you leave a like, and anything else you want to say?
I was just going to say, I'm pretty sure Charlotte is coming out tomorrow, the first episode of Charlotte. So anyone who is still on the video at this point and is interested in Charlotte, check that out tomorrow.
Indeed. Alrighty. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you in the next one. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye-bye. Thank you to all of our patrons, especially those in the Student Council: Zenge,
John Ortega,
Rising 80,
Catherine,
Iwan Polgar,
Nicholas Teo,
Lewis,
Yeet,
Gentleman,
Michael,
Chris Janvier,
Mozart Waddle.
Thank you guys so much.